Hello, this is Abdullah Zafar, and in this presentation, I'll be talking about the linguistic landscape of hospitals in Karachi, and in particular, I'll be discussing the various types of linguistic borrowing that can be noticed in the landscape. And to explain that, I'll show photographs that have been taken from 3 different hospitals in Karachi. So, let's get into the topic. First of all, let's look at the definition of linguistic landscape. So, linguistic landscape refers to the collection of all the linguistic signs that are there in the environment that are present in all kinds of public places. So, collectively, those signs comprise the linguistic landscape. So, in short, we can say that linguistic landscape is the language in the environment. For instance, public road signs, billboards, and shop signs, and the various kinds of linguistic signs inside private and government buildings like hospitals, banks, and educational institutions, graffiti, painting, all those kinds of linguistic signs that can be seen by the public. Linguistic borrowing refers to integrating or importing words from one language into another. The word that is borrowed is called the borrowed word and or the loan word, and the language from which the word is borrowed or imported or integrated is called the donor language or the foreign language, and the language into which the word is imported or integrated is called the host language or the receiving language. So mainly there are 3 types of linguistic borrowing: importation, partial substitution, and substitution. Importation branches off into 2 subtypes: foreign word and loan word. Foreign word refers to a word that is integrated as it is without the change of spelling, without the change of orthography. And loan word is a word that at the time of integration the spelling is changed, so the orthography of the word is changed to make it compatible with that of the receiving language. Then the second kind of linguistic borrowing is partial substitution, and it includes those composite words in which one part is borrowed from the other language, from a foreign language. And third kind of linguistic borrowing is substitution, and then substitution is then further divided into 2 main types: loan meaning and loan coinage. Loan meaning is the transfer of the meaning of a foreign word to an indigenous word. Loan coinage is then divided into 2 further types. Loan creation refers to coining an independent word, forging a word that is meant to replace another word that is there in the foreign language. Loan creation refers to forging an independent word that is meant to replace a foreign word. However, it's not the exact translation of that word, it's a word that is completely independent of the foreign word, but it is mainly coined to replace a word that is there in the foreign language. Then loan formation is further divided into 2 types: loan translation and loan rendering. Loan rendering refers to partial translation of foreign word, that is an approximate translation of the foreign word, and loan translation refers to exact accurate translation of a foreign word. So now let's get into the topic, and now we'll look at various types of linguistic borrowings in the hospitals in Karachi. So the first type is loan word, and as we've seen, a loan word is an integrated word from a foreign language, and the orthography of the word, the spelling, is adapted for the receiving language to make it compatible for usage in the receiving language. So as you can see in this picture, the word blood bank is written the word blood bank is written as it is. However, the orthography is changed, and the same goes for the word laboratory. The orthography is changed, but it's written as it is. And the same goes for the word auditorium, which is as it is. In this picture, the word emergency, as we can see, is written as it is. However, the orthography has been adapted and it's written in Urdu alphabet. Similarly, in this picture, the word camera has been integrated into the host language as it is, however only the orthography has been changed. But in this example, a suffix has been added to the word, that is ye, so it makes the word cambre. Similarly, in this picture we can see that the word mask, that is an English word, has been integrated into Urdu language, however only the orthography is changed. This picture, the word hospital is written as haspatal, so we can see that a minor change has been made in the phonology of the word. The sound of the word has been changed a little bit, however it's quite similar to the English word. In this picture, the word footpath, that is an English word, has been integrated into Urdu, and the orthography has been changed to make it compatible with Urdu language. In this picture, we have several words that are written as they are, that are integrated into the host language as they are, while only changing the orthography. So, maxillofacial ward is written as it is, only the orthography is changed. Special ward, surgical ward, plastic surgery, and executive ward. All the words are written as they are, all the words are used as they are, as they sound, however only the orthography has been changed. In this picture, the word block has been integrated into Urdu language. In this example, the word complex is written as complex. In this example, the word OPD is written as it is, and the word registration is also written as it is, with the change of orthography to adapt them to the Urdu language. Now let's come to the second kind of linguistic borrowing that can be noticed in the linguistic landscape of the hospitals in Karachi. The second kind is partial substitution. Partial substitution, as we have said, as partial substitution, as we saw, refers to those composite words in which one part is borrowed and the another is substituted. In this example, the word orthopedic ward that is written on a direction signboard in a hospital, we can see that the word orthopedic has been translated into amraz haddiyo jild, but the word ward is written as it is. So this is partial substitution, because one part of the word ward, is as it is, and the other part, orthopedic, has been substituted. Similarly, in the word operation theatre cardiac slash I, we can see that the word operation theatre is written as it is, but the words cardiac and I are translated. So cardiac is translated as amraz qalb and I as chashm. So the Urdu version of the word operation theatre cardiac slash I would be operation theatre brai amraz qalb chashm. So in this example too, part of the borrowed word is as it is, and the other part has been substituted by translating it. In this picture of a direction signboard of a hospital in Karachi, we can see that the two words Department of Psychiatry and Department of Dermatology have been integrated into the language. However, we can see that one part is borrowed as it is and the other part has been translated. So the words department and of have been taken as they are. However, psychiatry and dermatology have been translated. So the translation for psychiatry is nafsiyati tib. So that makes the word Department of Nafsiyati Tib, in which Department of is as it is. However, psychiatry has been substituted by Nafsiyati Tib. And in the second word, Department of Dermatology, we can see that Department of is borrowed as it is by changing the orthography. However, the second part of the word dermatology has been substituted by a translation that is amraz jild. So our next example is a notice board that was there in the parking lot of a hospital. The word commercial vehicle has been integrated into the language. However, part of it has been translated and part of it has been borrowed as it is. Commercial vehicle is written as commercial gadi. So the one part of the word that is commercial has been written as it is by just changing the orthography, and the word vehicle has been translated as gadi, which makes the word an example of partial substitution. Let's move on to the next kind of linguistic borrowing, which is loan translation. Loan translation refers to translation of the elements of the foreign word. When a foreign word is translated, when is completely translated and then integrated into the host language, that kind of linguistic borrowing is called loan translation. So for loan translation we only have one example. That is because loan translation is quite rare in the linguistic landscape of hospitals, so I could only find one example, which is NICVD. NICVD is an abbreviation for National Institute of Cardiovascular Diseases. Now, National Institute of Cardiovascular Diseases has been accurately translated into Qawmi Idara Baraye Amraz Qalb. Now, the next kind of linguistic borrowing is loan rendering, which is an approximate translation of a formally foreign word. Loan rendering refers to a translation that is not accurate as loan translation, however, it vaguely corresponds to the meaning of the foreign word. So in this picture, which is that of a direction signboard in a hospital, we can see that the word emergency has been translated as Fori Tibbi Imdad, which is not the exact translation of the word emergency. So the word emergency refers to any kind of situation that requires immediate action, and in North America this word is also used to refer to a department, a hospital department that deals with these kind of cases that require immediate action, immediate medical action. But we can see that the Urdu term for emergency, Fori Tibbimdad, is not the exact translation. It does correspond, it does have some part of the meaning of emergency, which is immediacy. It does have that sense. The word Fori means immediate. However, it's not the exact translation of emergency. That is why it would be referred to as loan rendering. So these were some examples of different kinds of linguistic borrowing that can be noticed in the linguistic landscape of hospitals in Karachi, and we saw that the most frequent kind of linguistic borrowing is loan word, and the second most frequent one is partial substitution, and the least frequent are loan translation and loan rendering.